This is the warning. It is the 2nd of April and the MAGA backlash has begun. In Wisconsin, victory over Elon Musk's millions. He was unable to buy a state Supreme Court seat from the people of Wisconsin despite handing out million-dollar checks. And every Republican member on the list of the 26 most vulnerable members knows the clock is ticking down to the end of their political careers. They have received death sentences, and they will be voted out of office in 2026 because they shackled themselves to Donald Trump, forsake their duty, and became political sycophants, not members of Congress. And they're going to be gotten rid of. Now, the larger issue that swirls about in this crisis is the evil being done in the name of the American people. There is no person in this administration who is more strident, more belligerent, more dishonest than the Trump mouthpiece, who is an agent of real evil.
Fact number 2, we also have credible intelligence proving that this individual was involved in human trafficking.
This too is a lie, and there is no evidence for anything that she is saying.
And fact number 3, this individual was a member, actually a leader of the brutal MS-13 gang, which this president has designated as a foreign terrorist organization.
This is a lie. There is no evidence for this. Look at her cross on her chest. It's a sickening display, not because she's faithful, but because she's faithless. She's a hypocrite, she's a liar, and her use of that cross is an act of blasphemy because it's an assertion of political power against the people that Christ taught were the least amongst us, and therefore were the people that all were obligated to care for. That's the meaning of Christianity. She's a political extremist. Abrego Garcia snatched off an American street while picking up his autistic son and sent to a concentration camp in El Salvador, and according to the White House press secretary, with no hope of return. I want to show you Jesse Waters. I want to show you the inhumanity. Jesse Waters talks sometimes on his show, apparently, about his mother. She must be ashamed of him at a level that defies words. She raised a monster. Let's watch.
Oh, am I boring you again? I'm sorry.
No, but you've been talking about this gay barber from El Salvador with some stupid tattoo for weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks, Jessica.
Come on.
It's just a gay barber.
He's not into you.
He's an innocent guy who got swept up in a deportation, and hopefully we get it figured out and straightened out.
Gay barber. He has a name. I'm going to put it on the screen in big letters. This man, this human being, snatched off an American street and sent to hell by Donald Trump. And it's not okay. Donald Trump is sledgehammering the American economy. He's going to devastate millions of American families. Donald Trump is sledgehammering the Western alliances, and he's going to cause a war. Donald Trump is assaulting civil liberties. And despite what the extremist Stephen Miller says, Justice Antonin Scalia was perfectly clear. The Fifth Amendment covers America's immigrants, and those here on refugee status, and those here on a green card status. Stephen Miller is talking about burning the Constitution to ashes. Listen to his tone.
They have the temerity to say that every single invader that Joe Biden let in should get their own individual judicial trial before they're deported, one at a time. Each one gets $1 million trial in front of a communist judge to decide whether or not we can send them home. How about hell no? How about we pick them up and we get them out of this country so they can't hurt anyone else?
Stephen Miller is a Nazi. And if you don't think Stephen Miller would put you up against the wall and put a bullet in your head over a political disagreement, then grab your ears, bend over, and pull your head out of your ass. Yesterday, something important happened. Donald Trump has, for these last months, stood virtually unopposed because he has been constantly appeased by perhaps the greatest fool to ever lead a party in the United States Senate, Chuck Schumer. He certainly is, in the 21st century, incompetent, inept, inarticulate, with an instinct to surrender. Chuck Schumer. Now, Chuck Schumer tried to inspire Democrats earlier this winter. Here was the effort.
We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win.
Thankfully, the New Jersey Senator, Cory Booker, understands that the theater for expression for a United States Senate is not outside the Senate chambers. It's on the floor of the Senate. It's inside what used to be the greatest deliberative body in the world. It has been reduced to a hollow, irrelevant Politburo, a place of corruption, not distinction, a chamber of yes men and women, not of statesmen and women. Margaret Chase Smith of Maine has given way to Susan Collins. It is a depressing place, but it was lifted up by an act of conviction and stamina by Cory Booker, who finally had enough. And what does a United States Senator do who's had enough? He went on the floor and he spoke for 25 hours, and his message was heard across the country, if not by the New York Times editors, who preposterously labeled what Cory Booker did as this. And here, lest there be any offense given to Donald Trump, was how it was covered in the Washington Post. We'll see how they cover the Bezos wedding. It'll probably get a bigger headline. But I digress too much. Cory Booker stood up. Cory Booker stood tall. And Cory Booker said some important things. And so I'll leave you with that this morning. Cory Booker told the truth. Cory Booker got in the fight. Cory Booker threw a punch. Fighting Democrats are the answer to the crisis. Capitulant Democrats like Chuck Schumer are a cause of the crisis. They are fuel for Trump's fire. They, along with the MAGA scumbags, must be defeated. And when you look at the numbers from the elections, when you look at the fight back from Cory Booker, and you look at the evil spewing on Fox, spewing from the White House podium, the stridency, the belligerence, let's all work together and knock the smirks off all of their faces. 2 years from now, Donald Trump will still be president, but he will have lost the Congress. Elon Musk should enjoy these days because the rest of his life will be spent accounting for them. And trust me, there will be no third term for Donald Trump. This is The Warning. I'm Steve Schmidt. This is The Warning. I invite you to join this community where I promise to be honest, blunt, and direct about what is happening in this country. America is in crisis. Follow and subscribe to this channel and on Substack. Thank you.